Hello and welcome to Power Play. I am Rick Budd, your game master, and let me introduce all these amazing folks before you. We have Sam Delev, who plays Cadrax, and we have B. Zelda, who plays Ulez Gali, and Omar Najam, who plays Vion Vigor, and Caitlin Bruder, who plays Benny Beckett. Hello, everybody. And thanks for joining us. And want to throw out, as always, special thanks to Jake and Lauren and all the mods and everyone at QueueTimes. We could not do what we do if you did not do what you do. Thank God you do. Yeah, your subs and your bits help support QueueTimes and keep this platform open for us to keep playing this game and do cool stuff. And your donations to the Chip Jar help feed the people you see on screen right now. That is our Feed the Cast Fund. And to that end, as usual, we have some rewards, and here is how they work. At $50, the team gets a point of community determination. Right now, the team has 1 point of community determination, and I think almost everybody is completely out of determination except Vion, who has 2. So those are going at a big premium right now. If we get to $150 tonight, as usual, the mysterious benefactor kicks in. In universe, our team has a mysterious benefactor who sends them gifts. Out of the universe, we know that mysterious benefactor is you, the chat, and so far, this season, you have bought them a single-use rear tack dispenser for their van, a voice stress analyzer that gives +1 to intel when being used to detect lies, a single-use nitrous oxide injection system for the van, a police band radio, a parabolic spy microphone, plus that week a bonus paint job for the van, and finally a remote control for the van that works at a distance of like 10 to 20 blocks. And this week, if we hit $150, the team gets a pair of thermal detection goggles that work through material level 6. So, you know, kind of predator heat vision that detects heat signatures through walls and stuff like that. And level 6 makes it work through up to, say, something like the level of stone walls. So, yeah, thermal detection goggles. And if we get to $250, the after credits lore drop, a revealing glimpse of some important but previously unseen part of our story or universe. And so far, you have unlocked all the lore drops, which just honestly, it's like hits me right in the heart. I am so thankful. We are all super grateful for how much support you have given us. And oh my God, it looks like you have opened up the first tier, so you now have 2 points of community determination. Thank you so much, everybody.
We have trouble to get determination on ourselves.
Sam Delev, everybody. And so that's next. Thermal detection goggles is the next tier. You can always see the tiers in chat with the command unlocks. And if you can't help us out that way, you can always help us out by liking and commenting on our YouTube videos or sharing our tweets and helping us spread word about the show and things like that. We really appreciate that too. And we also appreciate all of the incredible fan art and everything else y'all have done. It's just, yeah, I mean, blowing us away. I know Lemon Twist just realized the Alien Strike Force from last week, and it just blew my mind. So yeah, thank you everybody for all that. And now, for a limited time, you can get Power Play merchandise. There are T-shirts, there are stickers. They have Caitlin's wonderful art and the logo done by our friend Hector. Oop, it looks like. Yep, there we go. There they are. And those are available at the QueueTimes Teespring store. Jake will pump a link into the chat for you in case you are interested in Power Play T-shirts or stickers. And the game we play here is called Icons. It's published by Ad Infinitum Adventures. It was created by a cool dude named Steve Kenson. And you can check him out on Twitter at skenson.com. He also does Mutants and Masterminds and a bunch of other cool stuff. And the book edition I have is published by Green Ronin. They have been sold out for a long time now, just since right after this show started, coincidentally enough. But it is also available as PDF if you want to give it a shot. It's a really cool system. We play a hack, but even in its regular form, it's a ton of fun. You can follow the show at PowerPlay RPG on Twitter or Instagram. PowerPlay is now also available as a podcast wherever fine pods are casted. If you are podcast inclined, you can check that out. Or if you know someone it is, you can tell them about that. And finally, I just want to let y'all know that due to some scheduling issues, we are not going to be here next week. There is a week off for Power Play before what is basically our big 2-part finale. So instead, next week, QueueTimes is going to be showing an encore presentation of episode 13, Operation Nazi Puncher, starring our good buddy Darren DePaul. And then we will be back for episode 19 on March 21st. And I'll remind you of all this again at the end of the show. And that's the announcement. Time for Power Play. I love that song. Previously on Power Play, Cadrax enlisted the team to help them figure out what happened to the Knights of the Blue. They followed the trail to a switching station in Ridge Gardens, a neighborhood in Baronsdale, and while there, they encountered Syquin, Cobble, and Zol, the remnants of an alien strike force made up of inhabitants of the worlds that the Knights of the Blue had previously conquered. The strike force had come to Earth to stop the Knights from conquering our planet and to put an end to all of their conquests forever. The two teams fought each other to a standstill, at which point Cadrax was forced to confess the intentions they had when they came to Earth. And during the midst of the battle, Cadrax led off what was basically an off-the-charts level earthquake that did some massive damage to Baronsdale. The alien strike force then gave Cadrax a chance to save Ebos, a badly injured member of their team, but before they could, a very angry Sunny arrived on the scene. While Cadrax and Ulez worked to save Ebos, Benny and Vion teamed up with Syquin, Cobble, and Zol to deal with Sunny. After the action, Ebos was healed, and Sunny was rendered unconscious. Cadrax and the aliens struck an accord, but before the two teams could part, the teleporting green-robed agents of the Solidarity of Man arrived on the scene and abducted all 4 members of the alien strike force. And that is where we pick up. It is late afternoon on Friday, November 13th, and you are in Ridge Garden, standing outside that boarded-up warehouse where the last of the action took place. Just seconds ago, you saw the alien strike force taken away by the teleporting agents of the Solidarity. And just to recap a little, Ulez, you are still in pretty bad shape after getting hit by that falling, dynamo. You're generally okay, but you sustained some serious damage in there. Cadrax, Sunny is still unconscious and over your shoulder. You all hear sirens in the distance. The earthquake that Cadrax set off has clearly created a lot of damage and a lot of havoc. It sounds like sirens all over in every direction, fire engines, ambulances, all that stuff. And Marty Edson, who I think we said was Kevin James, and Charles Polk, who we said was Ernie Hudson, the two electrical workers who had been kidnapped by the strike force, are standing right there. And let's say Marty says to you, can we go? And Charles goes, I promise we won't say nothing to no one. Please, just let us go.
You promise?
He kind of raises his hand. But Boy Scouts honor.
Wait,
Benny just goes cool, like looks at everybody else.
Yeah, you know what? Before, can I say that I have business cards on my person?
Yeah,
Okay,
I think you've had them in the past. Like
that's what. Okay. I didn't explicitly say I put them in my pocket, so I just want to cover all my bases. I do have them. I would like to hand over a business card just really quickly to the two of them. I'm just like, okay, yeah, absolutely. But here you go. If anything pops up, anyone contacts you, you let us know. But probably, right, everyone? They should probably get going.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, please do not betray us. We have no way in which we can inquire and read into your brains, therefore we have to trust you.
Yeah.
Yeah, our brains? Yeah, no, please don't do anything to our brains. Okay. And they start kind of like backing away, and like sort of nervously back away, and then they turn and just like book in the other direction. And what do you do?
Okay, we should go, right? We should probably get out of here.
Yeah. Yep. I think so.
And as you're all kind of looking at each other, you hear someone yelling, "It's help! Help!" And two teenagers start running towards you, and you recognize them as two of the teenagers that you met walking through the underpass on your way here. And they come running up in a panic, and they're like, "The underpass collapsed in the earthquake. Koji's buried under there. You gotta help! You gotta help!"
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, start running. I immediately start running.
Yeah. And they're like, they turn around and start running with you, and you run back the way you came. It's not really that far, and you can sort of see the collapsed overpass in the distance. And as you kind of come around a corner of the warehouse, your attention is immediately drawn to a huge gas tanker truck that has jackknifed and hit into the side of a building. It is got a little fire behind the cab, and you can see that there is a driver unconscious trapped inside.
Oh, I run at that. I can help with that.
Okay,
right.
great. Benny, you want to get that one, and I'll try to get the underpass?
Yeah, and she starts running.
Okay, let's start with Benny.
Oh
Yeah.
boy.
You get over there, and this is a gas tanker truck. So it's got like the big, tanker that it's hauling behind it, but then it's got its own gas tank, that obviously powers the truck itself. And it looks like the flames are coming from beneath the cab where, I don't know how much Benny is supposed to know about automotives, but, probably isn't that hard to deduce that that is where the gas is leaking from. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, she's gonna first of all. I mean, that's kind of the main thing. She's gonna get under. She's gonna pull the fire out of it and off of it. Like, no, put it out. Like, no more fire.
Okay, so this is you are using your fire control.
Fire control. Yeah.
Okay, so Benny, make a roll on your fire control, which is level 4 right now.
Yeah. Oh, that's a D20. That's not gonna help me here. Hold on.
No, that will
That's
probably,
not it. There we go.
Yeah, not work.
Okay. I don't have any determination. That's fine. Okay, here we go. Okay. All right. 9.
Okay, a
This one never
9
works.
will give you a moderate success. Do you have to roll a burnout die on that, or
Afterwards, yeah.
Afterwards, okay.
After I'm not using it, yeah.
So moderate success, you kind of start pulling on the fire, and very slowly it kind of starts coming to you, almost like smoke floating through the air. But because you don't have like really a great grip on it, it's not moving fast, and it's still kind of, you can see under the truck. But it is coming towards you, and that part is working. Now, just curiosity, Cadrax and Ulez, where did you go when Benny and Beyond split up?
Ulez looks to Cadrax. They don't have these kind of crises where they're from. So while they recognize that there is a rather intense situation in which needs our assistance, they don't know how to help. So they're just standing there like, looking
Take a
over at
point of
Cadrax.
determination. That sounds like a trouble to me, and we'll call that your learning.
Okay. What do I do?
Yeah, looking around trying to figure out what you should be doing. That sounds like the learning process, even if it's not working quite yet. But yeah, so you've got 1 point of determination. Cadrax, what did you do?
Cadrax wearing their "oh God, not again" face and holding on to Sunny, notices Ulez, and of everything going on here, all of it their fault, they can probably help Ulez. I'd like to do the ultrasonic carapace repair for them again, if I can.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, okay. So that is a complex
That's my
task
complex
for you.
task, yeah.
Yep. So make your complex task roll. Your harmonic resonance control is level 6.
Mm-hmm. All right. 6 plus 1 plus 3. 10.
Okay, yeah, that is a major success. So you start firing the voice, very controlled manner, and it starts to seal up some of the cracks in Ulez, and you can see Ulez's lights kind of starting to become a little brighter as it works, and they are recovering.
Oh wow! Oh, wow. This is truly brilliant. I feel a bit more like myself. We thank you. And to think you could do that with Sunny over your shoulder.
He is not so heavy in this form. We should both be nearby to help.
Holy God! Sorry,
Rick,
I
you
did not
doing
mean to
okay?
interrupt. Yeah, I did not mean to interrupt you, but apparently we have unlocked all 3
Oh my
tiers
gosh.
now. Thank
What?
you so much, everybody.
What?
Y'all,
Wow.
we just started. Come on. I mean, thank you.
We're gonna see
Yeah.
therms, y'all,
Wow.
through Stonewall.
Thank you so much to whoever is responsible for that. If that was a single donor, I will find out from that on the break. But wow, thank you, everybody. As usual, like I said before, it's like you have taken such great care of us this season, and we are just super grateful. And this is amazing. So, yeah, wow, thanks. And I am sorry I interrupted you, Cadrax, in the middle of a moment there. I just was sort of a little, my eyes bugged out. So, yeah, take it from there.
Where should we go? We should observe from this vantage, and whichever is extracted first, we should be nearby since both of us have some capacity to render medical assistance. I need to keep an eye on him.
Yes, I understand. I think that is a good idea. I feel terrible that I can't help lift any of the crumbled overpass, or Benny looks very intense, but I am unable to assist in that way.
Both of them are specialized at what they do, as are you. They are both uniquely qualified to this, and you will be uniquely qualified in just a moment.
I find that very reassuring. We thank you.
Beyond.
I only speak the truth.
No. Beyond. You follow those 2 teenagers to the underpass, which is just fallen straight down. It's broken into a million pieces. You kind of can't see anything underneath there. What do you do?
Okay, I'm looking at the material, trying to figure out. I imagine there's like some steel bars.
There are some steel bars, but the vast majority of it sort of looks like big concrete chunks, and that is mostly what you see right now.
Okay, well, I'm gonna try to. Oh boy, this is gonna be interesting to explain. I turn to the teenagers and I say, "Okay, just full disclosure. I'll explain all of this once your friend is safe." And I would like to try.
What are you gonna do?
Yeah, I mean, you're gonna see. You're in for a real treat. And I would like to try to just test to see if I can phase through this material.
Okay. You don't have to make a roll for that because of how your phasing works. So yeah, you phase and you start walking through, and you take a step in, and your foot goes through the first concrete chunk, and you pull yourself into the rocks. And as you start pushing through, you come to a steel girder that is kind of blocking your way, but you can sort of duck beneath it. It is just stone and steel as far as you can see, and you can't see through stuff, so you kind of have to like poke your head around. Do me a favor, make, let's call it an intellect roll to see if you can navigate your way back to the spot you remember that Koji was painting in.
Is there anything I can put onto this? No.
Getting rid of the blue dye early this week.
That's going to be a 10, Rick.
Oh, yeah, okay. You got to move carefully, and like I said, it's like, you can only see whatever is right in front of your face, but you really kind of remember like that mural and where it was, because it was just such a stunning little moment for you when you saw it up there. But you are able to get right over there, and when you get there, you find there is a pocket where part of the wall looks like it collapsed over Koji, and he like ducked underneath it, but he is on the ground. He's not crushed, but is not moving either.
Okay, I rush up to Koji as fast as possible and kneel down. There's space for me to kneel, or
Yeah, it's tight, but yes, there's like a little pocket of air here that it looks like he either purposefully or luckily got caught in.
okay. I very carefully unphase, making sure that none of my limbs are accidentally in any concrete. And then I check for his breathing by putting out my hand, sort of by his nose, just to see if there's any breath coming.
Yes, you can feel breath.
Okay, great. I'm just so we're just on a meta level. I'm playing this for the nods, the approving nods of Sam, to see if I get any of this right. Okay.
I play the same thing while trying to comfort another person.
Okay. So if he's breathing, I kind of lean down and whisper, "Hey, can you hear me? Can you speak at all, or if you can, make any noise unless it hurts you."
No response.
Damn. Okay. Well, listen, I would really like to ask your permission for this. Unfortunately, you're kind of stuck and maybe knocked out and possibly concussed. I don't know. I'm going to get you literally to a doctor. So at this point, I'm really just kind of talking to myself, I guess, to appease my own sort of feelings on the matter. I'm going to phase you. You're going to become a ghost. What am I doing? And I would like to just phase him and then like lift him up and walk him back through.
Okay. I won't make you make a strength roll. I'm going to assume, this is non-action, so it's like you can either ghost him and carry him, and even if you couldn't, you could probably just drag him along once he's ghosted. But it's like, yeah, you take him and then you carefully make your way back out to the street, where you find Cadrax and Ulez just sort of together. But before we get to that, Benny, that fire is pulling off and is now coming off the truck and is sort of just hovering in midair in front of you.
I put it out.
Okay, make a fire control roll.
Oh boy.
I assume you made your burnout roll before?
Oh, is this a new action?
You know what? It is putting it out a new action.
I mean, I've never had to roll to put out before unless it was willpower when I wasn't controlling it.
Okay.
So I wasn't sure if I could just tamp it. I
Yeah.
will roll if you need me to, but I think in the past I've just been able to put things out when I just drop because it's not touching the truck anymore. It's like I've got the fire, and if I just let it go, I assume it would go out. That's my lot. That's what I was thinking behind it. But
okay, I buy that.
Okay.
If that's what we set up before. I didn't quite remember how we handled that last time, but yeah, okay. And the fire goes out in front of you. You can now just see the jackknife truck with the driver up against the window.
Okay, I want to get him out now. Now that we're not going to explode.
Okay, you run over to the truck, and the way the truck is turned, jackknifed, it is hard for you to get to the driver's side door. It looks like he has been thrown, and his face is laying up against the windshield.
Can I get to the windshield?
If you climb up on the truck, you can.
Okay.
You want to try that?
I don't want to kick the windshield in if its head's on it. Are both like? Can I get to the passenger side window?
You walk around to the passenger side, and that is exposed because of the way the truck is sort of jackknifed. It's like the driver's side door is folded up against the trailer, but the other side is mostly clear.
Okay.
It is, the truck's kind of the nose of, the nose of the trailer is kind of up against a building, but the door is exposed.
Is there anyone? I mean, I probably should have looked before, but is there anyone else nearby, or is it still like kind of empty?
Let's see. Make an intellect roll.
Oh, okay. 9.
You don't see anybody.
Okay, I don't think if I can get my hands on top of the truck, can I like put my boot through the window? I don't even know if that's possible.
Try and do like an Indiana Jones, like swing through the thing.
Yeah, I mean, at least for me, Caitlin, my legs are stronger than my arms, I'm sure. But I mean, you could get more force that way. If I can get like my upper body on top of the truck, I can hopefully put my boot through it And I'm not
We're
going to
also
bust at my
super
hands.
into kickboxing, so you've got the strongest
That too,
leg.
right? I forgot that she's a kickboxer. Yeah, that too.
and
Yeah, I'm gonna try to
you've
kick
been
through the
using your
window.
kickboxing a lot, and that justifies that you just bumped that kickboxing up to make yourself a master. So you now get +3 when you're using your kickboxing.
I do.
Because you are a master, you can roll stunts on your kickboxing ability now. So
Very excited.
let's try breaking this down into 2 rolls.
Cool.
First, I want a coordination roll to see if you can do the swing through the thing window stunt with
Oh, boy.
with coordination, and then a strength roll to see if it actually breaks the glass and lets you in.
All right.
Because it's like safety glass, because it's it's a big
Yeah,
truck.
yeah.
So
Can I use kickboxing on both rolls or just one?
I would say you can probably only use kickboxing on the strength roll, let's say,
Cool.
because that's the
Sounds
kick
good.
part of it,
All right. Ugh, boy. 7.
7.
coordination?
Okay. It's not pretty. You kind of you grab on the
okay.
thing and you try and you go up and you come down and it's like one of your hands comes off and the other one gets a little caught in the top of the door and you're like as you. But you
gotta
are
make
able
contact.
to kind of pull it around. It does just barely work. Now make your
Alright.
strength roll to see if you can break the glass. I will set
Cool.
pretty.
Oh my goodness. That's 8.
Okay. 8 will work because I rolled the 2. And I'll say again, it's not super pretty. It's like your legs go through. And let's say with the combination of that coordination and strength roll, you kind of go unlike Indiana Jones, poof, and in the window and into the truck. It's kind of like you get
Oh, I just
stuck,
want to break it. I just want to
halfway,
get in.
and you kind of awkwardly pull yourself in without hitting any of the broken glass,
I don't know why I just assumed these doors were going to be stuck. I probably could have just tried to open it with my hands.
You could have
The
tried.
handle.
If it makes you feel better, I would have said they were stuck. But
Okay, cool. Cool. All right, great. Yeah. So
but just if it makes you feel better.
yeah, I will.
Yeah, you are now in the cab with the unconscious driver.
Okay, I want to unlock it from the inside. Is it locked or is it stuck?
Let's see, it's locked.
Locked. Okay, so I'm
the
gonna unlock
driver's side door is probably stuck. The passenger
Yes,
side door is probably
just
just locked.
Cool. All right. I'm gonna unlock it and I'm gonna unbuckle this guy and I'm gonna very carefully get him out just in case it starts on fire again.
Make a strength roll.
Okay.
Oh man, red die and blue die against me.
10.
10. Yeah. Well, yeah. It looks like a big guy, this driver, but he's surprisingly light, and you are pretty strong, and you just are able to start pulling him down. Now, back in the street, Cadrax and Ulez, you see Vion come out carrying Koji, who is completely unconscious.
Oh no, what?
We should retrieve the medical kit from the building. That will give me more tools to work with. I will begin evaluating and seeing what is needed with this human.
I can go and run and get that if you want to continue holding on to your hostage.
Status to be determined.
Okay. But yes, I will return back to the building where our brand new allies were captured. I will be back. And
Let's make a coordination roll, see how fast you can get there and back.
oh, I'm not very fast. 8.
Okay, you take off, and you're moving at a pretty good clip. Cadrax, what are you doing?
When I rendezvous with Vion, are you corporeal in this moment?
I don't think I am until I set him down.
Okay. As he recorporealizes, I would like to attempt a complex task.
What do you want to do?
Transcranial ultrasonography.
Of course.
Oh, yeah, how did I not guess
casual,
that?
Right, he's unconscious, which makes me concerned about a cerebral hemorrhage. So you need to do an ultrasound to look for brain bleeding, or at least that is the gross tool we have available in this moment. Would I like a CT? Sure. Do I have an ultrasound right here? Yes.
I'm like, punching stuff is cool, and Sam's practicing like medicine. So, okay, make a complex task roll. Your harmonic resonance
Doctor,
is 6.
I don't know what I'm doing.
You could have fooled us.
That's the idea.
Doing a great job.
4 plus 6 plus 1, 11.
11. Okay. Yeah, that is a massive success, and you see, you get the feeling like beneath his hairline that he did get hit by something. You can detect, the cut, and there might be a fracture in the skull, but you do not detect any internal hemorrhaging.
Of that improves outcomes very substantially. That's a big difference. That's wonderful. That is not a craniotomy in the field. Fantastic.
Damn. Now I wish it had been. Okay, next time. I
No,
promise.
thank you. I'm a general surgeon.
Then you shouldn't have given me that idea. Okay.
2 surgeries one day. It would be too much. Okay. So at that point, I think the option we've got is supportive therapy. I'll just do one more quick diagnostic to see if he's anywhere on the coma scale, but that's like, sensations, reflexes, things like that,
While you're working on that, Ulez comes running back with the medical kit.
Here's all the supplies. I gathered some other things that look like they probably belonged in the kit. I think this is just a knife that's kind of rusty, and this might have been a scalpel once, but I don't know if it's clean. It wasn't in the kit, but I brought it.
I appreciate that. All of it is very helpful, and fortunately for sterility purposes, we will not have to use that blade.
Oh, good. It's definitely rusty.
In fact, given the relative non-specific nature of Koji's symptoms, namely the unconsciousness, your talents might be most useful here compared to my practice of primitive human medicine. I would be willing if you need a conduit.
I am rather put together now. I think I'm okay to heal them. You did a really good job.
It would be discourteous of me not to offer.
That's really nice. Thank you.
You're welcome.
But yes, let me just get down, and they'll get down on their knees and figure out where should I put my hands, and not they've only healed a couple of people, and it was quite clear where the wounds were, so they're just gonna hover one hand over Koji's face.
Relative to what I spotted, maybe just hand over hand, maybe.
Oh.
Like a Ouija board, but on a human body.
Because I think Sunny gets set down at this point nearby. I look to Doc, I'm like, guard.
Yeah, when you set Sun down, actually, you hear a loud clank on the ground next to him. It's like something fell. Ulez, make your healing roll. Your healing is at level 5 now.
Yeah.
Level 5, very nice.
That is a 9.
Okay, that is a major success. So yeah, the light comes from your hands and it sort of starts healing that cut in the broken bone beneath his head, beneath his his hairline. And now, if I am correct, your healing takes 2 stamina from you, right? Because it has the tiring. So that brings you down to 4 is where we're at now.
Correct.
Yeah, you look and you watch, and suddenly Koji, his eyes open, and he looks up and he's like, "Hey."
We greet you.
You painted the leaf.
You painted the rainforest.
And he kind of looks around. What happened?
I am not at liberty to specify, but your life has been saved and you are currently well and safe.
Cool.
Yes, I do apologize. Your art was destroyed, and I do not think my ally was able to retrieve your can of paint.
Yeah, it's okay. I can make another one. And he kind of starts getting back to his feet. No art really lasts forever, and it's cooler when it, burns bright and short. And kind of like stretches. He's like, actually don't feel too bad. And his friends run over and they're like, Koji. And they'll start kind of like talking to each other. And they're like, oh my God, thank God you're okay. And Benny comes over now with this unconscious truck driver over her shoulders.
Probably just like his arm over my shoulder, and I've got his other arm, and then his feet are like dragging because Benny's short. I don't. He was unconscious too.
I'll grab the head and shoulders, like so we can support the C-spine, set him down, and round two, I guess.
How far? Well, first, how far are we from the truck?
Yeah.
Because if that starts on fire again, we don't want to be anywhere near it.
Oh no, I'll say you pulled the fire off the truck. So,
but like, how far are we from it?
I don't know, 50, 65 feet, something like that.
All right, I'll take it. I'll take it for now.
A narratively convenient distance.
Yeah.
A narratively convenient distance away.
Cool. All right, cool. Just to make sure we weren't like 10 feet away from it or something.
And Cadrax, you're doing an examination?
Yep.
He is unconscious, and you do not detect breath.
Pulse?
Pulse is there, but weak.
Okay. Do I see any obvious external injury? Do I see blood, bruising, anything on a visual examination?
Like a gash across his forehead. It looks like it probably slammed something.
Okay. Ultrasound round two.
All right, make your roll.
Yep. Okay, cool. 10.
Okay. Once again, it looks like the damage is skin deep. You do not detect at least anything, on this roll that seems to you like he's, internally injured in his brain. There doesn't seem to be any bleeding or anything like that. It looks like it is really just like a gash in the skin.
Okay. It's the lack of breath that concerns me. Then I want to check the airway.
I choose to believe he just has sleep apnea.
I mean, it's not impossible.
Make a roll on your just medical skill.
Mm-hmm.
Intellect plus,
I mean, they're the same bonus, like they're the same raw number, I think. 9.
9. Looking down into the airway, I'll say is that you do think you spy something caught in his throat. There's not quite enough light to see what it is.
Vion.
Yeah.
There's an obstruction in his airway right here, and I'll point at the location. Would you be able to extract it?
Oh, Doc.
He's not breathing.
All right, let's give it the old college try, I guess. Yeah, all right.
Vion, this is obviously you can do this. He's not made of steel. So you phase and you reach in, and it's a little weird, but you reach in and you mind and you feel in there or see, how would this work? Let's see. Your phased hand goes into the neck. Wait, okay. So what are you doing exactly?
Yeah. So first, right now, I phase I ghost, and then I reach my ghost hand into his throat, and then I guess I can see where it is, but I don't know if I can pull it with me.
You've ghosted objects before. I mean,
Yeah,
if
but I
it's
have to
steel, we're in trouble. But if he's breathing steel, we might have bigger problems.
No, but
I think
I have to be holding it first.
you have to be solid, become solid to grab it. To
Can you
ghost
ghost
it.
him and not it?
I might be able to do that as a stunt.
They're
Now that you know where it
smart.
is, you felt it, you've touched it, you can.
You wanna try that as a stunt? Spend a point of determination.
Let's do that.
Okay, let's see what this.
And right now, I'm like Vion's sweating. Like Vion is like, yeah, I'll rise to the occasion, but like, it's a steep hill.
Okay, so either this seems to me like it is either kind always because you were trying to help somebody, or it has to be educated at the School of Pop Culture because you saw something like it in a movie. If you can think of a movie that you've seen this in, but
Rick, I know you've seen The Matrix, my dude. I know that you've seen The Matrix 2 and The Matrix 3, where this has been a component of that universe.
I'm trying to forget that I saw The Matrix 2 and 3, but
it's good.
we will talk about this later. But so you spend a point of determination and activate educated at the School of Pop Culture because of what you saw in The Matrix, and make your roll. Now wait a minute, what would this be a roll on? I guess it would just be a roll on your phasing number for to perform the stunt. So roll on 4. Yeah.
Okay. All right. I got an 8.
That will work easily because all of my die are conspiring against me today. I can roll nothing but 1s and 2s. So yeah, you kind of touch him and like give it, you really determined concentration, try to remember what you saw in The Matrix, and you ghost this guy's body, and then you just kind of hear like a
I continue to sort of hold him above the ground at like an angle, I guess, and then I look to see what made that noise.
Yeah, on the ground underneath the back of his neck, there is now a big wad of gum.
Put the whole pack of baseball chew in there, huh? Just on the way to work. Just
we've all been there, man. I used to drive on the 5 every other week.
And as you're looking at it, you.
All right, yeah, all right. Take it easy. Catch your breath slowly. You got it. There's plenty of air. Take it slow.
And he starts catching his breath, and what the hell? Who are you? What happened? Where's my truck?
Well, sir, there's been an incident, and we're gonna make sure that you get to a hospital to get checked out. But your Benny here actually pulled you out of your truck.
Hi.
So round of applause for Benny. There we go. Just, what's your name?
I'm Ollie.
Ollie, nice to meet you. I'm Vion. These are my friends. I guess we can all do a round of introductions.
Nice to meet you. And as you're standing there, an ambulance and a fire engine start coming down the street. Looking like they are looking for now earthquake damage, and when they see the truck, they kind of come to a screeching halt. And the firemen get out and start examining it, and the ambulance.
We'll wait for the ambulance, for the paramedics.
Yeah, and they come kind of running over to you, and they're just like, "Is anybody hurt? Is anybody hurt here?"
Yeah.
I'll give the history of the vitals in the field, and as I'm doing that, I look to Benny and then over to Sunny.
Sunny
we
is
need
still...
to take him with us and get out.
Yeah, he's still unconscious.
Yeah, while the paramedics we have Koji and our truck driver there. Yep. I think Benny's gonna move over while they're distracted, move over to Sunny and just get Sunny arm over shoulder, and it's gonna start moving while the paramedics are distracted, because we don't need Sunny going to a hospital right now.
Yeah, and one of the paramedics sort of sees you walking away, like kind of with Sunny. He's like, "Hey, is that guy all right?"
Yeah, he's good. He's had a little too much to drink. It's unrelated to earthquake.
Make a willpower roll.
Okay. Sorry, Sunny. Oh, jeez. 8.
The paramedic kind of looks, and Cadrax, you see, that this guy does not quite seem to buy it, but he gets so distracted helping the truck driver that he kind of looks at Benny and he looks to you, and then he sort of
the
helps,
head wound is only superficial. Fortunately, there's nothing under it.
Yeah.
All
Yeah,
that, just
you
so
know-
they know what they need to know to pop them out.
And while you're talking, that kind of takes their mind off of it as Benny scoots away. And as that situation sort of begins to calm, Cadrax, over on the ground by where Sunny was, you see what kind of looks like a piece of metal or something about, I don't know, like a foot long maybe, and it's, in a weird shape and has some like spikes or something on it.
I'm gonna go back over to it because that sounds like something I recognize.
Yeah, and when you walk over on the ground, what you see is a buckler. Essentially, it is like a shield that kind of straps to the wrist, and it is about hexagonal in shape, like sort of an elongated hexagon, and it has like tiny little spikes on the ends of it. And when you pick it up, you, being who you are, immediately recognize that this is made of a metal from your homeworld, Beta Pixidus, and it is called Plasium. Cadrax, you now have a Plasium buckler that is +7 for combat.
What?
Well, they have a baton that's +5 right now, so this is for damage. It's like
But this
like
got picked up off the ground. I'm just in awe. Truly, I'm in admiration, but the awe is still there.
And let's. Now that you've got
I take the shield of the order with me.
Yeah.
I think I try to find like some particular place to stash it, since one doesn't openly carry such tactical shields in human populations.
So where are the 4 of you headed now?
Oh, I just walked away so the paramedics wouldn't see
Yeah.
Sunny. I'm gonna probably find like some place that has little minimal damage that is out of sight, and we're just gonna plop down, and I'm gonna text my friends where I am and wait for them to get done, and we'll see where we go after that.
And let's say you get that text and you meet up with Benny in this let's say partially damaged but otherwise empty building.
Where to?
You all did amazingly. You just rescued multiple people with grace and distinction. I'm proud to serve with all of you.
Right back at you, Doc.
It is quite cool to help people. I have enjoyed this endeavor. But we still have our main mission at hand, and not to sound selfish, but I do worry about Tulez.
I think we have a lot of people to worry about now.
I don't know what to do next.
Should we return to Vion's abode or Vion's office? And then try to plan? I am also in fear of, I believe their name was Steve, for they were incredibly judgmental of us using our powers in public, and yet this was a rather flagrant display of our powers, and I don't want to hear about it from him again.
We should certainly alert him, as we said we would. For honor's sake.
It's salad.
Any place we take him is potentially in jeopardy. He is equally trained as I and more destructive.
Yeah, I think that's probably article number 1. What are we going to do about Sunny? I mean, I've got a few extra offices in the office. Is there any way that we can like pad it with soundproof equipment or something that could stop him from doing anything?
I think Cadrax just looks at the blocks of ruin around them. If he cannot be persuaded, I'm not sure he could be contained successfully. I could try the way I did with Curtis if I concentrated on every moment, but that would make it much more difficult to retrieve tulas or to eat and otherwise sustain myself.
Maybe
I don't-
Steve's got something? Sorry, I'm just throwing that out there. I don't know.
That's what I was gonna say. I don't know if I necessarily like it, but we might need to ask for help.
Worst case scenario, on my planet, when we must punish somebody for whatever it is that they have done, as we do not believe in execution, we simply remove the tool in which they were able to create havoc. Thus, with Sunny, we would probably remove wherever it is that they speak from or wherever their powers originate. I am not entirely sure if Sunny is as modular as my people.
There might be a cultural sort of distinction between the two, possibly. I mean, I don't know. I'm making assumptions, but is that something one could do, Doc, or is that something that maybe is a little bit irreversible? No bad ideas.
As you say, a cultural distinction.
Okay, yeah. I mean, this is all spaghetti against the wall. Sometimes the spaghetti doesn't stick. Yeah. So,
I
okay.
have a feeling this problem is gonna be a no good idea problem. I don't think there's a perfect solution to this.
I could instigate an honor duel to the death with him.
Okay, well,
Well,
we did just make a big fuss about like we don't kill people thing, or at least I did. So,
Well, it would be fair.
I mean, that's a pro. I personally still have a few cons on the list, if I'm being totally honest. But I also don't know that much about it. Could you possibly die and then we'd
Oh, of
be
course. That's what makes it fair.
yeah, but then we'd be stuck with Sunny and then we wouldn't got you. So that'd be real
You
tough.
don't think I would prevail?
I got nothing but confidence. I got nothing but confidence. But
No, I understand. No, we should
but that's
find
spaghetti.
we should find contingencies.
Exactly. Yeah.
In the inevitability of my defeat in your eyes.
No,
we should move to a more secure location as we contemplate.
Yeah.
The non-combative approaches, given our collective faithlessness in my combat abilities.
No, well,
I'm gonna pack up my stuff. I'm gonna put something over my shoulder.
Not
Where
necessarily.
should we move?
Let's.
Where do we feel good about having Sunny possibly wake up? I think that's, or least bad.
Training warehouse.
The one where we confronted the killers.
Either that or we steal a boat. Again, no bad ideas.
I still say it's all bad idea. I think that we can't. I think all the ideas we
stealing a
have will be
boat would-
bad, and then we'll
yeah,
pick a bad
yeah.
idea, and that'll be the way we go. I'm.
Okay, warehouse
We're
or
right.
stealing boat? What are we thinking?
Can I take a look around, actually? Because this is where the knights were going to launch their craft. There might be craft here, and that... I mean, I find it an appealing idea.
Sure.
Solve your problems out on the water. Why not?
While you were having this conversation, the late afternoon changed to dark, and Cadrax, we'll see you walk back towards the waterfront, which was a short walk from where the underpass fell. Make an intellect roll.
Okay. 10?
10. You do not see any crafts. All the docks, as described last week, are kind of empty and broken down.
I return to report no immediate craft in our vicinity. Perhaps Audrey Reeves might have one available once again, but otherwise, we find ourselves limited options.
Yeah, I think this is definitely an ask for help problem.
We don't have a van right now either. It is being upgraded.
And painted.
Did we call for help, as stated?
Yeah, I guess we should call Steve.
Which of us should take point in communications? Is this a human matter? Communicating with other
I mean, I was just
humans, or
going to
should-
throw it to Ulez. You've been doing such a good job as we've been solving cases left and right this last day. So, do you want to talk to Steve, Ulez?
Yes, please.
Great. Okay. I'll pull out my phone and I'll call Steve.
Yeah, and it rings a couple of times, and Steve.
And I hand it over.
Yes, we greet you. This is Ulaz Galley.
Hello, Les. I greet you as well. What can I do for you?
We request your assistance as we have solved many a case today. There is yet one that we are unable to solve.
Solve a case.
Correct.
All right. You know what? I got some information for you too. So, where can we meet?
Where is our current location, Vion?
Right by the power station, essentially.
You're in Ridge Gardens. Yeah.
We can drop Steve a pin.
Oh yeah. Okay. Sure. It's like, all right. This earthquake has broken up some of the roads, and I'm seeing on the news that all public transportation is down because there's damage to subway tunnels, gas mains broken all over the place. But I will get there as soon as I can. And let's say, it takes a good 45 minutes for him to arrive.
I think I would. I think Buddy would probably at some point be like, how concerned do we have to be at the about him waking up?" And she'd like poke Sunny with like her shoe.
With respect to him not waking up, I'm unsure. We have not tested the limits of human physiological variation once, so...
And while you're talking, you just hear like Sunny...
But that does concern me.
And he doesn't quite do anything yet, but...
If you would like, I could drain some of his life force.
Ooh.
Would you be able to do so without causing him mortal peril?
I have never committed mortal peril, so I am not entirely certain.
I wonder if
Perhaps
you could
then to err on the side of caution?
I believe so. Benny, did you have a thought to share?
I was gonna say, since you have this connection to life force, I wonder if you could somehow like stay connected to him, like monitor, like his like when he's coming up, when he's going down, kind of a thing. Like if you keep him in a state of sleep, essentially. I don't know how attached that is to life force, but that way you'd know you weren't gonna, fully end the life source because you have kind of your finger on the pulse, essentially. I don't know. Maybe that's complex.
I wonder if there is a stunt available on which I could physically connect to the individual. However, the distance between the two of us would not be able to exceed a foot. With a level of success, that might be a possibility. I have never tested this.
Tie one of your nodes to like his wrists like a kitty like leash and you make sure you're always there.
Exactly. If you were going to try a stunt, it will cost you your last point of determination.
Worth it.
And it's a pretty out there stunt, so I'm going to set like a pretty decent threshold on this. So I assume you are using your light blast ability, since that is the vampiric one that takes life force.
Which is it's interesting because it's going to take life, not give life. And when you think you're monitoring life, there's a kind of a little bit of giving in that. But I want to utilize, that kind of like the connection, like to myself, like just
I sort of kind of justify this by being like, your ability to kind of like pull life means that like you can sort of pull gently on him, and if there's life force to take, you just kind of keep, sapping it off the top, keeping him unconscious.
You pull
or
on something, you feel how much resistance there is on the pull.
Yeah, something to that effect, yeah. Okay, I'm going to set a high threshold on this, but make that roll against your well, it's level 5 either way. So
Do you have the community determination you want to take to add to that roll?
oh yeah, there are 2 points of community determination.
Well, hold on. That's a 6,
Okay.
which makes it 11. Stunt is just using that determination. Honestly, maybe if you don't mind, I'll take it.
You just make sure this is on lock. I think it's worth it.
Yeah, if we're all cool with that.
All right, that brings you down to 1 point community determination, and I assume you're using strangely protective since this is keeping him unconscious to protect your friend.
Yeah, that fits.
Yeah, and the other one's the only one that would even come close, I think. But so
I'm learning about human anatomy. I didn't know that they could be kept off like in limbo with this kind of weird life sapping. But yeah, I like strangely protective. It's more wholesome.
Cool. So that brings you to 12?
13. Wait,
oh,
2
13.
plus 11? Yeah.
13.
12. Wait, which was it, 12 or 13?
13.
I thought you said you had 11.
11 plus 2?
Plus,
Right?
11
2
plus
points
2
to
is
the
13.
roll for every point of determination used.
Oh, 2 points to the roll at every point of determination. Right. Okay, so yeah, 13. So that brings you to a moderate success.
Ooh.
So what I'll say is you are not sure how long you can keep this up. You are not sure that it, can remain 100% effective in a sense where it's like at any point he might start to recover faster and it might exceed your ability to monitor and sap strength off of him. For now, that slight the slight rousing that he sort of showed sort of goes back and he just sort of out like a light again.
This is marginally successful. I must remain next to Sunny now, and I cannot move.
Yeah, and on that, Steve's sedan pulls up. You have seen it before outside of the ferry pier, and he gets out of the car and comes like looking towards this building that you're at. He's like, "You in there?"
Yeah.
Hey, Steve, come on in.
"Hey, what's up?" Hey, and he looks down and sees Sonny on the floor. "Who's that guy?"
I look at the doctor like, that's not my...
He is the son of a friend of mine.
Is he okay? What is
No.
Will's doing to him?
Helping. Can you give me any information on your ability to nullify or sedate dangerous people? I try very hard not to look down at Sunny so that the human does not infer a connection between these topics.
Make a willpower roll.
Yes, this will be very successful. I'm good at talking to
Find
humans.
Agent Steve.
5.
5. Hang on, gotta find Agent Steve sheet here.
You wacky kids.
Okay. 5 total?
Yeah. I'm very good at talking to the humans. They find me very persuasive and believable.
Well, and does have a place for extra normals that have committed crimes and are too dangerous to be allowed to roam free, but our mission is to help extra normals, not lock them up. So
exactly. So we're curious about the technologies you use to enable that.
Well, that is not my department. I'm just a field agent.
Whose department is it? Do you have a what is it called? A business? A business
Card?
paper.
Yeah. Do you have a card for the person? That's what the doc's asking. Do you have their card on you?
I would have to call my superiors and find out if I can put you in touch with those people. I can tell you right now that there is not, as far as I am aware, any mobile version of this technology. Has this guy committed a crime?
No, why would you ask?
Well, because if he did, I can offer to take him to that place. But if he's not a criminal, my power doesn't
He is not and will
extend.
not be required to be captive by you.
Okay.
We were interested in the technologies.
I would have to make a request. You're going to have to give me some time on that. And he kind of reaches into his pocket and pulls out his phone. Give me
Also,
a
I
minute.
committed an earthquake.
You did this?
You implied that you are responsible for accountability for crimes. It felt honorable to disclose.
Huh.
I don't know your laws on seismic activity. My understanding is, frankly, that you allowed it and committed it rather aggressively. But this was not a fracking.
Just wait here a minute. And he walks back towards his car and he kind of opens up the driver's side door and sits down and dials on his phone. And, you see him talking for a while.
I think this is going well. I think they will give us the technologies.
That seems
Yeah,
successful.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm curious to see who he's talking to.
Would you like to listen?
Wait, can you do that, Ules?
Oh, no, I thought that you could.
No.
We have equipment to that effect.
We do.
That's
Oh,
a good
yes.
point. Do we have that on us right now? Or is it in
I don't remember. It's been a long time.
It isn't one of the ones that's car associated or like big, like the voice stress analyzer. So I've been operating on the assumption that
Handheld
especially
things are
given we were
best.
going on a tactical mission, we brought a tactical gear bag because I know we brought the rebreather because we were by the water. That implies to me we needed other stuff. Also, Cadrax was freaked out and overprepared.
I should probably make you all spend a retcon point on this, but I'm going to say, because, the chat bought you these gifts so you can use them, that, it makes at least sense to me that the stuff that is super portable and small that you would just take with you, unless you tell me you're not,
Okay,
the
great.
small handheld things, so... so you have the parabolic microphone, which, if I recall correctly, works at a distance of 3, which is a city block. So he is definitely within that distance.
You should listen. I cannot move.
Yeah. Is it like headphones or
It's like one of those little big discs on a handheld clicky with headphones.
Yeah, it's parabolic.
Yeah, so
it's
I'm wondering if
kinda
there's okay, yeah, there wouldn't be a speaker. That's not very sneaky. Okay, well, if anyone wants to share, we can huddle around the headphones, and I'll go ahead and aim it at Steve and just see what we can kind of pick up.
Okay, and when you aim it at Steve, what you hear is him going, yeah. Well, I am not exactly equipped to take in a team of extra normals right now. And frankly, I honestly don't know what to make of this group. Yeah. So they can't, huh? All right. Okay. That's what I'll say. And he clicks the thing off, and he gets up and sort of walks back to you.
We are extremely stealthy in putting away the equipment.
Scrambling.
Body blocking slightly in a very, very normal and relaxed way.
Well, our science department has been alerted, and we are making a request as far as what I can tell you about nullification technology. But I mean, I'm just a field agent. I'm not the head of the organization, so I don't have the power to expedite that or make it happen right now. So if there's someone who needs to be nullified, the only thing I can offer is if that person committed some kind of a crime, I can take them in, I think. But if they didn't, well, my powers extend to I can try and bribe them, I can try and threaten them, but
They would not consider you a threat.
You're just a very nice guy, Steve. So we appreciate those options. Can you give us a sec to maybe mull this over real quick?
yeah. And he kind of walks back to his car and just like leans up against it while he watches you talk.
Okay, what are we thinking?
I cannot in good conscience allow the son of the man I serve to be taken in by an alien species and held captive outside of my control.
That makes sense. Also, when he says like, supers and people with powers, that doesn't refer to that's only humans, right? I don't think he means anyone from outside of Earth.
You do not have jurisdiction over me.
Yeah, exactly. I think that legally speaking, I don't think that would work or hold up.
I'm not an expert on the galactic law on this point.
I don't think we have any that I've heard of. So,
No, you aren't a signatory, are you? I forget sometimes that you are not a connected species.
Yeah.
They're very charming, though, aren't they, Wes?
They have been quite lovely. This planet is
you.
very green and very gray.
Perhaps someday you will represent your species. I think you are one of the best candidates to do so. And then I put my hand on Dog's head for the other best candidate.
Yeah. Well, wow, it's an honor just to be nominated. Yeah, honestly, I think it should go to Dog. So with Sunny, we're pretty confident we don't want to hand him over to Steve.
Yes.
So I guess we can just watch over him until we possibly get the tech.
And persuade him that he does not want a planetary catastrophe as a confrontation.
Will he listen?
I do not know. I did not know he... No, I did know he... I was told once. I have not assessed his honor adequately to draw such conclusions. I only know that he is dangerous and rude.
But we can reason with him.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Perhaps he will consider his mission fulfilled. And leave on... He did not tell me how he got here. And I do not know how to leave. So I do not know how to make him leave. But perhaps he will stay and not destroy your planet as revenge for his father.
Yeah, I mean, not the ideal situation we've got right now in our hands, but from what it's sounding like, if we hand him over to Steve, there's no assurance we could get him back and talk to him. There's no chance of reasoning with him. At least with us, there's a chance to have that conversation. Now, if things go, topside, then we'll have to deal with him, and then we can hand him over to Steve, worst comes to worst. Right?
You really don't think I can win against him in a fight, do you?
Doc, no, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying when you win in a fight. Oh no, because you're saying, well, no, yeah. Well, I don't want you to have to kill him. That sounds you can make that call in the future. I think that maybe this is the best situation for us to hold on to him and just to try to talk to him. If we can get our hands on some tech, that's great. But otherwise, we got Ulez monitoring his life energy. Doc, you're able to go toe to toe with him. And then hopefully we'll get some nullification tech.
You and Benny also seem to do quite admirably. He ran out of that building in a way that I would characterize as scared.
Yeah, you should have seen. Dang, Benny just knocked him out.
We did have help from
That
someone
sounds
who was
extraordinarily satisfying. I wish I had not been performing a surgery and could have witnessed.
Yeah, he got his ass kicked. Okay, so I guess we'll hold on to him because Steve can't take him in unless there's been a crime.
Has he committed any crimes? But I don't think I've never met him right before like an hour ago. Yeah, so I'm like, has he committed any crimes?
Breaking and entering into a city location.
No,
but
that's
not
what we have not ourselves committed.
It's not like an extra or whatever he calls it. Crime.
Yeah, you're right. I mean,
so I don't think that falls under his jurisdiction, anyways. So like,
if he has committed any, I have no evidence that he has done so.
So Steve has no reason to take him in, anyways.
Yeah.
Could Steve drive us home?
That would be ideal. This is an excellent use of the Steve.
Great question, Ulez. Okay, so are we good on this? We take him into our care. We take Sonny into our care. Try to reason with him, and then Doc, you'll just do a death duel with him if it doesn't work out, and then you'll win because you will win.
I clap Vion on the shoulder. Thank you.
Okay, so that brings us back to do we have the least problem with Sonny being awake? What location are we going to?
What about the warehouses where my ship is located?
Do you want him near your ship?
Oh, it is quite invulnerable.
Oh,
I don't know. Well, that's cool. I still worry about him being near your ship.
Also very locked.
Those are
Sandy
like storage
facility.
That's Sandy Carpa's like place of business. I don't know if we want to have someone who can potentially ruin his or all of his clients' things. We might want to go to like one of the if we're gonna go somewhere like that, like we might want to do an abandoned.
The one where we confronted the killers is not across the street from a hospital.
That's true, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so the Keeler space then?
Seems rational.
Okay. That seems good for now. Until something better pops up.
Okay.
Steve, we are prepared.
He walks back over. He's like, "What are we prepared for?"
Please drive us to a warehouse.
Okay.
Thank you.
First, there's some things we need to deal with. And he points to Cadrax. If you are telling me that you did this, you are probably going to have to answer some questions. So keep an eye on your phone. I will take you where you're going now. I'm not going to place you under arrest, but I'm going to assume that if I call you in, you will come of your own recognizance.
What does that word mean? I didn't learn it.
Willingly.
No, of course not. But I would answer an obligation if required.
Close enough. All right.
You said you had some intel for us, perhaps? Did he already share that?
I mean, he kind of blamed us about the...
I'll tell you on the way. So let's say you get into Steve's car and he's going to take you down to Factory Park. I don't think I have that map ready for today, but it's basically in mid-Barronsdale, and it's going to take a good, with all the roads broken and the earthquake damage and the traffic lights out, this is going to be a long ride for y'all. So along the way, Steve says, Okay, first off, Vion, you remember I said that we might be able to help you out with that murder investigation in California?
Yeah.
Well, you might be relieved to know I have got somebody working on that right now, and it might be cleared up by tomorrow. I will keep you posted.
Thank you very much.
The other thing was I promised I would look into End's previous experience with teleporters for you if you brought in Eklund, and you did bring in Eklund, so here's what I found. End has encountered teleporters 3 times. In 2 of those cases, the method of teleportation is completely unlike what you showed me in that video. But last year, a company named Quantity Mechanics invented a teleportation belt that someone used to rob a jewelry store. The thief got away, and, we shut Quantity down, but I have secured authorization for you to investigate. I can tell you their office was in the Briarwick section of Avalon, 756 East Chapel Street, Apartment 8. Maybe there's a lead there you can follow. And he drops you off at the aeronautics factory in Keyline Aeronautics Factory in Factory Park, which is
I remember it as the Key Lime Pie Factory, even though I know that's not what it is. But that's what I am. It's the pie factory. It's not, but that's in my head.
If they have any sense, there is absolutely like a food truck or like a little corner cart that plays off that. It's too good. It's too good. And factory workers have a lunch break. There's gotta be.
Yeah, there might have once been when the place was open, but thanks to y'all, it is now basically the dilapidated old shell of a building that is even falling apart worse than everything else in this abandoned factory neighborhood. Yeah, Steve leaves you off. Any last thing you want to say or do before Steve takes off?
I'm sorry.
Yeah. I hope we can work this out. Good luck. And let me know if you find anything at Quantity.
We have told Steve that these teleporters are taking people, right? Like that was something that was...
beyond like 2 people?
You showed him the video of them taking Curtis, and you told him about 2 leads.
Yeah, we have not reported the most recent.
Do we want to tell him that we know more people have been taken?
Ulas can't make that call.
Yeah, that's why I'm asking the crew.
Cadrax does not volunteer it. They are a little selective about they're a little protective of the aliens of around here. I mean, I think
we don't even need to say that they are extra worldly. We could just say we know what more people have been taken if we wanted it to be more urgent for and to help us out. That was my only thought of why.
All I know is Cadrax don't say anything.
Okay.
So
I think I would
whatever other people say is not there.
Benny would probably default to Cadrax in that, but
Steve, I got 2 questions for you. Just as a private investigator myself, I've been trying to keep some tabs. One, are we the only group of folks that you're tracking, or is that something you can't quite disclose to us?
That's classified. I would need authorization.
Okay, yeah, I understand. That's a yes. Second, and this is just something because what I try to do in my work is I look for unexplained sort of stories, things that pop up, things that don't quite make sense, and I try to connect those dots. And this is just one. This is a real pitch down the field, Steve. This might mean nothing to you, but has anything in your report showed up about like a statue that got damaged or missing? I've just seen 1 or 2 stories of my own research, and I'm just wondering if that popped up on any of your radars at all.
What kind of a statue?
You know what? That's me just trying to read tea leaves. Don't worry about it then. Don't worry about that.
I am not even going to ask. And he just puts his foot on the gas and the car, drives away, leaving
What kind of literature is written on tea leaves?
It's not really literature. It's more of like, it's like a divination thing where the way that you drink. We could.
The interpretation of art, like you see in it what you need to see. It's kind of the same thing, except
organic.
Yeah.
I would like to observe.
Yeah, we'll do some tea reading stuff.
Mm-hmm. Amara bought really good tea.
Oh yeah, we can use my sis's tea. The good thing is none of that stuff was tracked back to us from a couple days ago, so that's good.
Oh, we are not supposed to disclose to him the things we have done, or we do so selectively. I may have made a grave error of assessment.
It was an honorable response, as you stated. I'm unfamiliar with honor, but I find it very admirable.
I find it hard to believe that you are unaware of honor, given your consistent display thereof.
I call this duty. It's how my people prefer to categorize it.
Human languages is an imperfect translation to our own concepts, I understand.
Very true.
And while you are standing there, Cadrax, your phone starts to vibrate in your pocket.
Already?
It is Abigail.
You know, I said already because I was really worried that would be the answer. Is the hospital okay? Are you safe? Hello.
Keaton, the power went out during the earthquake. It took a while for the emergency power to come back on because of the damage from the last earthquake.
Where are you?
I'm at the hospital. I wanted you to know. Tally is dead. They were doing surgery on her when the earthquake hit. And on that, we'll see you in 10 minutes.
Heck.
Welcome back. And before we get started again, I want to send a really grateful shout out to GM for Life. Thank you for the generous donation and for getting us way into the lore drop way at the beginning there. So thank you, and thank you to everybody. Honestly, it all matters to us, and we are, as usual, just incredibly grateful that y'all keep coming back and keep helping to feed the cast, because look at these poor starving people. You wouldn't want to see these people not eat, even though I think Sam's actually chewing on something right now. But forget that. No, are you not? Okay, so okay. Never mind. But yeah, thank you so much, everybody. And yeah, so it took a while for you to move your way through earthquake-damaged Baronsdale. I mean, it takes kind of a while to get down to Factory Park anyway. And I will say, by the time you have got here and the call came through, we are, just teetering on the brink of dawn. What do you all want to do now?
We have to investigate. We have to go look at that apartment and see what information that we can learn about the teleportation belt.
Yeah, that's sort of utmost concern right now, I think. So.
Agreed. I can stay and supervise.
And if he wakes up, you'll be good, or do you want backup?
I do not know how to anticipate his reaction. But I will do everything I can to contain him so that this doesn't happen again.
I did kick his ass, but you can tell him that I also saved his life, so maybe that will make him fonder of you or something.
If anything, that makes both of us fonder of you.
I'll take it.
Doc, if you want, I can hang out with you while, Benny and Ulez go investigate.
If you would like, I leave it to you where your skills are best put in these times.
Yeah, I mean, I think that the investigation unit is fully covered with Ulez, right? And I give a thumbs up. But then I'm like, oh, no, not pretend though. Like this, sorry. we need a positive hand signal, maybe both like this.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, the investigation unit is fully covered as far as I'm concerned.
Yes. I have completed my first investigation mystery and I was successful.
That said, if anything pops up, just let us know.
We have
We do
our
have the communication devices.
yes.
So I will say, Benny and Ulez, how are you? How are you planning to make your way from Factory Park to? Are you going right to this address? Is that the deal?
Probably, but there is
Yeah.
no public transportation right now, right?
There's no subway, certainly. You might be
Hey,
able to catch a bus. You know what else? Okay,
I have.
Vion, your phone starts ringing.
Hey, how's it going? This is Vion.
Hey, Vion, this is Derek from Yard Hill Auto Body.
How are you doing,
You're-
Derek?
I'm doing fine, thank you. I'm just calling to let you know your van is ready. We've got the paint job; it looks great. We've got those little symbols you wanted all over there, very sharp looking, in my opinion. And we added that remote control that you asked for.
Well, great, Derek. I appreciate that very much. When can we pick it up?
Oh, anytime you want. It's ready right now.
Oh, well, I'll have someone come get it from you.
Great. The bill is all taken care of by your friend. So
All right.
just come pick up the keys.
Great. Someone will be there shortly.
I love that because I was gonna call Dino and tell him I was gonna borrow his car.
Oh, man.
You talked too soon.
I talked too soon. I did say that the van would be ready on Saturday. So it's but damn, okay. So yeah, let's say Ulez and Benny, you get on a bus that slowly makes its way up to Yard Hill. While that is going on, Cadrax and Vion, you are with Sunny, or the still unconscious Sunny, at the Keyline Aeronautics Factory in Factory Park. Are you inside or are you outside?
Inside, I would assume, right?
You make your way in, and it is, as I previously described, just kind of a wreck in there. There have now been fights, training sessions, and most of the place is just trashed. It has a steel grate for a floor. There was a catwalk that is mostly knocked down now. There are holes in the walls from you all having blasted your way in and out from different exits and entrances, and a couple of overturned chairs and boxes and stuff, but that is basically it.
What is it like for humans in the choir beyond? You seem uniquely positioned to speak to it. Beyond.
Is there like a chair around or something?
Sure.
Yeah, okay. I'll grab the chair and I'll sit. And I think to be safe, I'm gonna ghost.
Okay.
Because I have no idea when Sunny's gonna wake up, what's gonna happen. So I'll just chill as a ghost. That's a good question. I honestly don't really remember a whole lot. And up until our little tourist trip, kind of thought it was a pretty unique situation, but I don't know. I guess you kind of just get stuck with an impression that you made while you were living, I suppose.
That is all that is available to humans afterward? The impressions on others?
Yeah, a great man once said, "What we do in life echoes in eternity."
So you do know of Eversingers?
I suppose in a way, yeah. What's it like for your folks?
Much the same for most of us, I imagine. Some would say it is the same for all of us, and I kind of look at Sunny.
And on that, let's cut over to Ulez and Benny. I will, just to keep things moving, say that you have picked up the van, and when you picked it up, the bill was paid by some mysterious benefactor, and the mysterious benefactor apparently had a remote control installed, and Derek showed you how that works. And he also said that your mysterious benefactor left a strange package for you. And when you open up the package, inside is a pair of thermal detection goggles.
Oh, these are very cool. I like them.
What do I look like?
Like an alien.
I mean, I suppose I am to you all the time, right?
Correct.
Yeah. We get in the car.
Sure. And it takes you, I mean, with the earthquake damage and the roads, and all the traffic lights still out, it takes you 2 hours to drive into Avalon. In fact, Jake, can we get the Avalon map up?
Oh my gosh. Do we listen to a podcast on the way there? Like,
Yeah. Get a couple episodes out of some.
You'll have to play that on your phone.
We pull out the broadswords and we listen to...
What is D&D?
Boy, I love this. Yeah, you were listening to the broadswords on your way into Manhattan and into Avalon. And as you are making your way there,
too much blend.
Yeah, too much blend. Wow, real world, fake world, crashing. Can't distinguish. So yeah, you see, as you can see there on the map, making your way from Yard Hill, which is right by Baronsdale Heights, you head up back towards, you go over probably the Jean Greco Bridge, which is that bridge that leads up into Ruby Village, and then you make your way through Monroe Harbor, and you can see that a lot of Lower Avalon is also kind of destroyed. And from Monroe Harbor, you turn up and you go to Briarwick, right up there in what is, kind of Midtown Avalon. And Briarwick, all the way on the east side there, is, it is a city neighborhood, big, tall buildings, wide streets, that kind of stuff. But it is not quite, it's not like Times Square kind of skyscrapers and stuff. It is mostly apartment buildings, businesses, commercial, that kind of stuff. And you come up to this building, which is the address that you got, and it is an apartment building.
Are we able to simply enter?
There is a revolving door, and if you walk inside past the revolving door, there is a doorman who is kind of sitting at a big, kind of fancy-looking desk. And as you come in, he says, "Hey, what can I do you for?"
We greet you.
Hi.
I greet you.
Benny takes a second, okay, we can do this. And she goes, "Hi, I'm Benny. Nice to meet you. What's your name?"
My name, I'm Ruben.
Hi, Ruben.
Hi, Benny.
So where was it? Apartment 8? Is that what you said, or did I?
Apartment 8. Yep.
Okay. We are just here to stop by apartment 8. And we will be out of your hair, in and out super fast.
All guests have to be announced. Who should I say is here?
Benny is good.
Just Benny.
Yep.
Hang on a sec. And he picks up a phone and he dials. Benny is here to see you. Huh? What is this in reference to?
Oh, I can't read my own handwriting.
What are you trying to remember?
The Q name of the thing.
Quantity. I think I'm spelling it Quoddity.
Wow, I had totally did that bad.
Off.
yeah, wow.
I was typo quantity.
Oh, yeah. Kind of like quad oddity, but yeah, quantity. So yeah.
So yeah, Benny's gonna say, we're a couple of student journalists, and we're writing an article about some quantity, and we were told that the person to speak to is here in apartment 8, and we were wondering if they'd be willing to sit down for an interview with us.
Student journalists who want to interview you about quantity something, quantity mechanics, or okay. He hangs up the phone. Go in that elevator over there. It will take you up to the 8th floor and only the 8th floor.
Cool.
We thank you.
You are welcome.
Okay, here we go.
Benny, are we truly interviewing? I am not prepared for this.
I mean, we kind of are. We're going to ask a bunch of questions.
Ah, there was no lie in that. I was waiting for the thumbs up and you did not provide it, and yet that was still the truth. I am not a student, but nonetheless.
I mean, we're all learning forever. I don't know. You press the elevator button.
Yeah, and when you walk in, you press 8 and it lights up, and the doors close, and the elevator starts to move up. And it's floor 1, floor 2, floor 3, floor 4.
While we're in the elevator, I'm gonna be like, okay, so I have no idea what this is. If this person's what their reaction to wanting to talk about quantity is gonna be. So what? Okay, so we know that this quantity, they invented a teleportation belt, and the location listed was here in this apartment.
Correct.
As the place of business or as like an individual? Did we get that? Rick, what did he say specifically about that? Was it like...
He just said it was quantity mechanics, and that he gave you this address as where it was located. He said that End had shut down the business after some jewelry store was robbed with the belt.
Okay.
And he expects, maybe you can find something at this scene.
Oh boy. Okay. So I don't know, maybe we could angle this as we're like, we could still do the half-truth thing, say we were working with Vion, who is an investigator, and we're...
And while you are talking, the elevator jars to a stop between the 4th and the 5th floor.
Ugh.
And the lights go out.
Oh boy.
Have we arrived? That does not say 8 before it went out.
No. This might be a problem. Is there any emergency, the little emergency button on, or did the power just completely go out?
You want to try flicking the buttons and stuff?
Yeah, why not?
Okay, yeah. Nothing happens, and while you have your back turned and you're looking at the buttons, there's a little crackle in the air beside Ulez.
I swear to God.
And all of a sudden, boom, there is a flash, and a woman in a white lab coat teleports into the elevator, puts her hands on Ulez's shoulders, and then disappears.
I don't get to react at all.
Nope. Come and gone, you had your back turned. Ulez.
Mm-hmm.
No, you know what? Let's flip over back to Factory Park for a second, as you are talking about the choir beyond and the earthly choir. Sonny, you still believe in Eversingers, eh, Cadrax?
I still find you foolish for not doing so. I'm strapping his shield on my arm.
Well, did you find my father? Was he still singing?
He wasn't. But I did.
Interesting. And he kind of sits up. I assume he's just on the floor is where you put him?
Yeah. As he wakes up, I'll get down and, do the Slav squat, sit by him.
And he puts his hand on his head like he's got a headache.
Are you injured?
I've had worse.
I don't doubt it.
He looks around. Hey, I remember this place.
Good. Your memory is intact.
So, what happens now, Cadrax? I mean, you're not going to kill me, or you going to... What?
You found what you came here for. Are you going to leave?
I don't see my father's body around, do you?
I felt it would be disrespectful to unbury him.
So you know where he's buried?
I do.
He looks over at Vion. He kind of like angles his head around, looking at your translucence. And he says, "That's a neat trick."
Okay. I look to the doc. I like shrug.
Who are you?
He's not unlike a human Eversinger, in a way.
Ah, God, Cadrax. There are no Eversingers. I keep telling you. Just like Dad, when you're dead, you're dead. Nobody's note sounds forever.
Yeah, well, hey, I hate to jump in here. I did die. Just to be completely clear on that. So, if there's any discussion otherwise, you might not be speaking from experience.
Make a willpower roll.
Okay.
Oh,
Can I add performance on this?
I think he's posturing a little bit.
Yeah, okay. I feel like that should more apply when you're pretending, but it's like if you're posturing a tiny bit, I'll let that slide this time.
Okay. Oh wow. Okay. Well, that's it's good. Wait, let me do the math really quickly here. That's going to be an 11.
Well, then I guess I don't have to worry about killing you now, do I?
That was not going to be something that happened.
How would you stop me if I wanted to tear this whole place apart?
How would I stop you? Like my honor depended on it. But are you going to? Why do you need to? The humans didn't do this. They couldn't have if they tried. Respectfully.
No, yeah, none taken.
Maybe I just want you.
Why?
You're a criminal, Cadrax. You stood up and defended the killers of the Knights of the Blue. When I report this, you're going to be a fugitive. The Star Choir won't stand for that, and if I bring you back wrapped up in a nice little package, well, I'm a hero, aren't I? And you pay the price for what you did.
Would you feel like a hero? Would you make your father proud?
To bring in the treacherous protege who defended his killers? Hey, Cadrax, let me ask you something. What were you talking about the choir beyond with your buddy here? Did you kill someone?
Yes. It was an accident. From grief. For your father.
You think he'd be proud of that?
No. I I hope he understands.
And while you two are staring each other down, Ulez, all the way up in Briarwick in Avalon, you find yourself standing in the living room of a relatively large apartment, but it's not very homey. The walls are covered with schematics, and there's weird-looking equipment piled everywhere, workbenches, tools, all kinds of electronic doodads and a science gear. You can see 3 closed doors from where you're standing. The windows are all covered up by blinds and black paper that has been taped over them. And there is a woman in a white coat, the one who grabbed you. If I had to cast her, I would say she was Nathalie Emanuel, played Missandei from Game of Thrones.
Cool.
And she is, as soon as you appear, she immediately backs away from you a couple of feet. And she looks at you and says, "Do you see what I just did?"
You teleported me here. I didn't entirely observe it because I think I was a part of it, therefore it was much more difficult to properly analyze.
And she kind of cocks her head, your sort of strange tonal reaction as you do not seem afraid or confused and kind of a little chipper. And she's, "Well, good. Then listen up. I am going to ask you some questions. And if I don't like the answers, I'm going to go get your friend and I'm going to teleport her 1,000 feet above the street and drop her. You understand?"
She is incapable of flight.
Yeah, I know that. What? Who? What?
My name is Ulez. We greet you.
Ulez, huh? Who do you work for?
I work for Vion Vigor. We have our own investigation unit. I have not entirely asked what the proper term was. It's kind of like a private investigation business, and I am officially on the job.
Vion Vigor?
Correct. Next question.
Why were you asking about quantity?
Oh, we are incredibly curious about this belt of teleportation.
Yeah, you know about the teleportation belt.
Correct.
And you know the name Quantity.
Correct.
Quantity only had one client. So if you are here looking for them and you know about the belt, you must work for those bastards who sent those thieves in the green robes.
You have also experienced the monsters in the green robes. They have stolen my friend. They have stolen a member of my species.
Make a willpower roll.
Yeah. Ooh. I don't think it's gonna go great. 7.
I am not interested in your lies. What did you come back here for?
An interview. But I wanted to be the one who performed the interview, not the other way around.
And she kind of cocks her head again, is a little confused. And while that is going on, back in the elevator, Benny, what are you doing?
Benny is freaking out a lot. And I'm gonna pull out my phone and try to call Vion.
Okay, you pull out your phone and you cannot get a signal in the elevator.
That was my fear. Okay. So I think she's doing a little bit of it's a tiny space, like they're walking back and forth, okay, they're gone. It's fine. Wasn't a green robe, but maybe, okay, it's a lab coat and we're here to talk to someone in a lab, so maybe it's someone that we're trying to talk to. Is there a hatch on the ceiling of this elevator? It's very dark.
Make an investigation roll. Yeah, are you using your...
I will start my hands on fire to or I'll just use my flashlight phone. What am I doing? I'm using my flashlight on my phone and try to shine at the light of the ceiling. God, it's fine.
I
don't want to start
make
on
an
fire in
investigation roll.
an enclosed space.
That's probably smart.
Oh boy, that was really bad. 5.
5. Okay, that is not great, but it's a teeny tiny ceiling and a teeny tiny elevator. So while it is not apparent to you at first, and it takes some feeling around, and you feel like some cracks, and it's like one of those ceilings that's got kind of like a grid pattern in it, so it's not quite clear. Is eventually you are able to sort of find like a hatch that you kind of push against, and it does not seem to really open.
I want it open very badly. Can I try? I want to try brute force it.
Yeah, make a strength roll.
Okay. I'm gonna announce this right now that if this doesn't work, I'm gonna play like I think she's gonna freak out a little bit, and I think she's gonna fire that's closest cat burns. I think she's gonna start on fire a little bit in this elevator. So I'm just declaring that right now. Ooh, okay, it's okay. It's 7. I don't know if that's gonna get me out.
That will not get you out.
Nope.
In fact, what I will say is you brute force as hard as you can, and it just kind of like raises and falls, and on that you like fall to the ground, and like with the anger that you are feeling at failure.
She's panicked. She's panicked is what's happening. I think she sets on fire.
Absolutely, you go full body Human Torch, just right up into flames, and I will give you a point of determination for that.
Okay.
As you are now on fire in a very small elevator.
Okay, get together. I don't know. I feel like she's gonna freak. I think she needs to make like a willpower roll or something. Like I think she's gonna have a panic attack in an elevator.
Okay. Make a willpower roll.
Okay.
What is your willpower? It's 6. Oh, okay.
It's pretty good.
Composure
check, basically. Like I think she needs to calm down to be able to get not on fire, and to just not freak out in an elevator. Okay. That was a pretty good roll. 11.
11. That'll do it, but it's going to take a little bit of, kind of breathing and calming.
Deep breathing and like stay away from the walls and like, not touch anything. The carpet in the elevator, the floor in the elevator is probably going to have some scorched foot marks. Okay. Yeah. So she's going to take a second to like calm down. And then when she is, because she knows how this works, when she's calm enough, she'll try to put out the fire.
All right, let's say you are calming down, and meanwhile, back up in the apartment, Ulez, this woman is not looking particularly happy with you, and she says, "You are very strange. What is that costume you are wearing?"
This is part of my outer shell. This is what I am made up of. Would you like to feel it? It is unlike any material that you have here.
I'll extend my arm.
Make a willpower roll.
You can't be mad. Oh, that's a 1. Does a 4?
Jeez. Material you are made up of? What are you, some kind of a robot?
Only partially.
Huh.
You don't have a proper language to designate exactly what I am within your species, but that's okay. I am learning a lot. Is it my turn to ask you questions yet? What is your name?
No, it is not your turn.
Okay.
I want to know what your connection is to those bastards in the green robes.
Well, the first time we encountered them was at a park where they stole our friend Curtis Haber. And then, yet again, they have been snatching up allies, friends, and even brand new enemies to friends.
You're still lying to me. You have to be lying to me.
Would you like to analyze my internal data to determine that I am not lying? Do you possess that ability? This living space of yours is very well equipped.
Make a willpower roll.
You just want me to succeed. This is so hard.
Well, no, every time you add like a sort of material new aspect to convince her of something or get her to agree or disagree, I kind of... What was it?
8.
8.
I mean, it's better than a 3 or a 4.
So you'll let me read your memory banks?
the portions of the past 24 hours, yes.
24 hours.
Correct.
I'm trying to think. When was the last time you saw someone abducted by the people with the green robes? That was
Our homies from
like that.
Yes,
yeah,
it was the
like
Alien
that,
Strike
yeah.
Force. Yeah. Okay.
Last evening, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Right before
Okay.
late afternoon.
Yep. So that falls. Okay. Huh. How would we do that?
Well, let me look around. Do you have any extra RAM laying about?
Huh.
We
Let me
could
see what
cobble
I can.
something together.
Let me see what I can find. You got USB on that thing?
One of these. What form of USB? C, regular.
And she sort of cautiously walks over to you and kind of looks at your port. Huh.
This one might fit.
Let me see what we can come up with. And she turns around and starts like hunting around on the workbenches. Let's go back down to Benny. You are calming down in the elevator. And the fire that is closest kept
He's
burns
kept
out.
once again.
Yeah.
Okay. If we're in between floors, I'm not gonna be able to. If I wedge the door open, I'm not gonna be able to get out. I think I need to try the ceiling hatch again.
All right, make a strength roll. And you now have a point of determination if you want to
I
spend it
do.
already.
Stubborn as a mule. We're doing it, man. I'm getting out of here.
Okay, stubborn as a mule. That
I
applies.
can't use kickboxing for this at all, can I? If I'm like a hit
I mean,
or
you are a master kickboxer now, and you can perform
Yeah.
stunts on your kickboxing.
That's
so
true.
some kind of stunt,
like a two-handed, like I don't.
I
or
imagine
like a
you holding onto the
flying kick-
railings.
Yeah. Yeah.
And like
Ooh.
with your upper body strength,
yeah,
you can
yeah.
leverage your feet upwards.
I could. Yeah. I might try that.
Where it's
This
just
is
like a really
somewhere-
good leg press.
So imagine what Ulez might say right now.
Yeah,
What do you think
I was thinking
Ulez
about it,
might say? I imagine you holding on to the rail.
I did think about that, but I was like, I don't know if that's too absurd. But I am a master in kickboxing now. So
Yeah, you are a master in
I
kickboxing.
can do it, yeah. Okay.
So roll your strength.
Strength.
You can add your kickboxing bonus, and you're spending that max determination
for stubborn as a mule.
Stubborn as a mule.
I'm trying again. I'm not giving up. Okay, here we go. This is what I'm talking about. Wait, hold on. I have to do math again. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14.
And you kind of brace yourself against the railings, and it's like kind of one of these like, two, and you fling yourself kind of up feet first and just like smash the bottom of that thing, and it goes flying open. And as it goes flying open, we cut on back to Factory Park, where Cadrax and Sunny are still staring each other down. And Sunny says, "So what do you say, Cadrax? Let me bring you back to Beta Pixidus in cuffs? Confess your sins, admit that you helped the killers of the Knights of the Blue, and face justice like a real knight would?"
I'm sorry that I heeded your father's orders and not his spirit, Sonnefel. I'm sorry I failed him. I'm sorry that through my inaction I wasn't there when he died. But I won't make that mistake again. I will heed not the words, but his spirit. And that would have me be a protector of the innocent. And that is needed here. With them.
Make a willpower roll.
6. That's
Total
average
6?
for me.
Total 6.
I mean, I should.
Okay. Nope.
I'm happy. I'm happy. That was fine.
Protector of the innocent. You know, Cadrax, the way it's looking to me, you get a lot more people killed than you protect. Maybe the way you would protect the innocent is by getting out of this place. Going back to Beta Pixidus, where you can't hurt anybody anymore, where they know how to deal with people like you.
Yeah, I'm going to step in again real quick. I don't mean to interrupt this very intimate conversation, and I understand that there's some stuff I'm not quite, following Beta Pixidus right over my head. But you are talking to a doctor who's literally saved lives. And I'm not talking about sort of the ripple that our good actions can have that can lead to another person doing a good thing, which again, I would credit the doc with. That's a little more nebulous, though. If we're looking for direct evidence, I think you could actually... Am I wrong, Doc? You could literally go to the hospital and pull up files and collect a number of people whose lives you have literally saved who needed your help.
Would you say that shakes out spirit of justice?
For me, I don't know what shakes out. I think that you just wake up the next morning and you try to do good. And listen, I don't mean to argue with Sonny over here, but I don't know, waking up and being a doctor and saving a couple more lives and then being a superhero and saving a couple more, I think that shakes up a little bit higher than turning yourself in and doing nothing.
In that case, I should accede to the wishes of the representatives of Earth. Do you have an opinion on the matter? I address Dog. The other representative, of course.
And Dog kind of...
Oh, I lean back just a little bit, and then I look to Sunny. Because both representatives have communicated their desires. And so I serve at their pleasure.
And Sonny looks over to Vion, and he says, they called you Spirit of Justice.
Yeah, that's right. And I want to recorporealize and kind of walk over and pet Dog a little bit.
Cadrax here stood up to defend the murderers of my father. So what do you think justice would look like for them?
Yeah, see, Sonny, this is where it gets real interesting because I did have a little chat with them. And if I'm not mistaken, they were getting justice for the crimes that your father committed. Am I wrong?
My father was a fool, but he was an honorable Knight of the Blue who did nothing but follow his orders, defend his people, and protect the weak against the Alpha Combine. Is it better to be protected against your will, or is it better to be devoured by monsters?
It's a big question there, Sonny.
Yeah, I don't think you really understand what's out there, Mr. Spirit of Justice. You might be out of your league here.
Yeah, I mean, possibly, but I'll throw it right back to you that you're talking to a ghost, son. You're coming here talking about grand gestures of justice and what's good for the living. Because at the end of the day, all you can do is weigh death against other death. Well, I'm here to tell you there's something a little bit more than that. And the context you're looking at is a little small from where I'm standing. It might just be a tiny little blue and green marble here, but we're working on something pretty big here, Sonny.
Make a willpower roll.
Okay. That is come out to a 6.
So I ask you again, if justice here isn't death, and if justice isn't Cadrax coming back to face justice of their own people, then what is justice? Because it can't just be letting them walk away, can it? Nothing? That's what you're telling me? Justice here is just a shrug and nothing?
No.
So
No,
what?
That's a very good question. And I'd like to kneel while I'm petting dog and just kind of get a little bit closer to eye. And I want you to know I'm not pulling your leg on this. That is a good question. Listen, I don't know what's going on with all your stuff. I can't follow half the words you're saying. But if there's a system that put your father in a position where he had to go get killed, the crimes of him and the crimes of his killers, they lead all the way up to the system that put him in that place to begin with. Now, that might be something too big for me to even imagine, but I will say this, and I mean it. Son of, and I turn to the doc to make sure, Sonnevel? Yeah, son of Sonnevel. If there is some big monster out there that is making this happen and forcing you all to put your lives on the line like this, where you would turn on each other in your time of grief, I will help you fight that. You can shove me into a rocket ship. You can shoot me out into space. I'll do whatever you need. But if you're talking about justice, that's the justice, because you fight that thing and all your problems, then they become yours and not that.
Make another willpower roll.
Okay. Come on, big. Highest I could get, 10.
Okay, we're going to cut back over to Ule's galley. Yeah, oh my God. Yeah, no more. Ules, the woman has spent some time examining your ports. And while she's doing it, she says, wish my father were here. He'd be able to figure this out.
Huh. Who was your father? Is it my turn to ask questions yet? I have been very patient.
Make a willpower roll.
You know I'm no good at this. 5.
Okay. My father was quantity mechanics. His name was Dr. Terrence Darnell. My name is Molly Darnell. And he founded that whole company just to build that teleporter tech for some mystery client. But when it came time to pay, client vanished, and instead those weirdos in the green robes broke the door down. They kidnapped Dad. They stole the belt, the prototype, and all the plans for it. Then next thing I know, his company's being shut down by the FBI or the NSA or whoever the hell it is, some agency, I don't remember. And I'm just left to pick up the pieces and figure out what the hell happened and where he is. And nobody talks to me and no one tells me anything. And now I got to deal with some robot.
Molly, I am not a robot, and I would love to help you with this task. We have a very similar goal. May I ask, how long has it been since you have observed your father in person?
I don't know. Probably about a year now. Your memory banks better say what you say they do.
Oh, yes. I look forward to you viewing them. There are some very good images of dog.
And she holds up a couple of sort of wires and connectors and things, and she's like, which one? Let's make an intellect roll.
I'm good at that. Yeah. 11. Is that how math works? Yeah, 11.
Yes, math works like 11.
Yeah.
You pick one, and she kind of goes to a port, and she's like, it's not an exact fit, but if we can get the ends, and she kind of,
Gotta get the pins to connect.
Yeah, she's got like little kind of needle nose pliers, and she's trying to kind of like bend the end of the connectors so that they face in the right direction. And she kind of, you feel her like shoving in the back of your head, and kind of, it's a little uncomfortable, but it's not really hurting you or anything. And then she sort of goes over to a computer, and she's like, see if I can get some kind of way for my tech to communicate with yours. I don't know. Can you help me here?
Oh, yes. I can display the video right now.
Okay, make another intellect roll.
Oh, gosh. Oh, I just threw the dice. Let's try that again. Oh, wow. from a 6
VLC
to
can
a
do
1.
every video format. You got this.
I wanted to just use VLC. That is a 6.
6 total?
Yep. Rather polarizing dice rolls.
She says, all right, here goes nothing. And she hits a button, and you black out.
Oh, gosh.
Benny, you are down in the elevator. What are you doing? You just opened up the hatch.
I am climbing on top of the cart. I want to get into the elevator shaft. I'm gonna put my phone like in my pocket with the flashlight out, and I'm looking for like a service ladder or something in this elevator shaft. Because sometimes like along walls of like stuff like this, like there's like a ladder.
Okay, make an intellect roll.
Oh boy, bad at those. Okay. Okay. 8.
Okay, yeah, you see a ladder. It is very thin and looks like it is probably not meant to be climbed straight up the shaft, but rather climbed, for maintenance workers to, move between floors. And there is like a little gap between each floor so that the ladder goes up, and then there's a gap, and then the ladder goes up, and then there's a gap. And you can easily get onto the one that is right where the elevator is stalled.
Ooh, yeah. I'm gonna go up and start counting floors, and she's just gonna, as she goes up, she's like, not the scariest thing I've done, not the scariest thing I've done, not the scariest thing I've done. Like,
okay, make a coordination roll. You are between floors 4 and 5, so you will have to climb up from 4 to 5, from 5 to 6, from 6 to 7, from 7 to 8. So
yep,
basically like kind of 3.5 since you're stuck between that first one.
Okay, here we go. 6.
Okay, you climb up this one, and you make it to the top of this ladder. It's kind of thin, it's rickety, and you are a little kind of nervous, with the darkness and kind of claustrophobia of the elevator shaft. You can't kind of hold your phone, so it is dark in there now. And you get to the top of the elevator shaft, and now there is a gap of about, I don't know, 1.5 feet, 2 feet to get to the next ladder.
I guess she's just gonna go for it. I mean, she's gonna get up as high as she can on the one, and balance with her like hands down and hands and feet as close as they can, and then we'll swap one hand up to the next one, and then that kind of a maneuver, and then we'll try to pull herself up from there.
Make a coordination roll.
Okay, 10.
Okay. And yeah, you are sort of able to kind of leap the gap a little bit and get the bottom of the next ladder. You were holding on to it from like the bottom rung, sort of hanging down. Make a strength roll so that you can sort of climb, pull-up style.
Okay, here we go.
Without your legs.
10 again.
Yeah. And you start pulling yourself up that ladder until you are able to get a foothold. And while you are doing that, let's head back to Factory Park. Cadrax and Vion. Sunny has kind of leaned back on the floor. You are a very brave man, Spirit of Justice.
Yeah.
He is.
Oh, thank you.
Much braver than Cadrax here.
I would venture to say that's completely untrue, but okay.
No, he's right.
You know, Cadrax, I don't exactly know what to do here. I mean, I think I can overpower you. In fact, I'm sure I can overpower you. I'm better trained, and I know how to unleash my voice to destroy things. We're Knights of the Blue. Always with the precision, but never worried about power quite as much. But I don't know. I don't know what that gets me. If I kill you, how do I find out where Dad's body is?
I would never use that as leverage against you. I will tell you right now. That should have nothing to do with this. You are his son.
Tell me right now.
Very well. Do you understand how to read human maps? I will show you.
I understand.
Yeah. I will immediately.
Okay, and you show him the
Yeah.
location in Ridge Gardens.
We were
Right where
very
we
near
just
it.
right
You
where we
almost
just
saw.
came from.
Yes. We could
Make
go
a
back
willpower
there
roll.
together if you want.
Make a willpower roll.
I've been giving myself these unmarked troubles, but I feel like narratively, I don't need the mechanic, but can we consider just as narrative that I am upholding my oath? I don't care about the +2. I would need those if he fights me. But like my heart is upholding my oath right now. Okay, now I roll my dice.
Okay.
My dice are not upholding my oath. My dice say 5. It's very valid. It's very valid. He's very angry. Like, there's a lot there. I totally understand. Dice,
So
you're on a roll.
you rolled a 5,
5 total, yes.
and then your willpower is 3, so that's 8. Or
No.
oh,
5 total.
Okay.
Hi.
I just don't know if I believe you. How do I know you're not luring me into a trap? How do I know that alien strike force isn't waiting to kill me if we go back there? I mean, it's pretty suspicious you're taking me right back to where they were.
You don't know, but if the only reason you want to keep me alive is for that information, then either it's valuable to you or it isn't.
Just gotta take my chances, huh? All right. And he kind of springs up off the ground very quickly.
I'll lock in stepwise with him.
Let's go. And he walks out of one of the holes in the walls of the factory, and you find yourself back on the sidewalk. Vion, you are just tailing them?
Yeah, I think so. I can walk the dog.
I'll
If
cast
you'd
a look
like.
over my shoulder, like maybe side up to me a bit.
Oh, sure. And then, we kind of
Are you
stride
still
up.
phased?
I'm still corporeal because I was petting dog, sort
right.
of just above game, just in case things didn't go well. I was going to face dog as well. So
I was gonna ask.
that was sort of
I
there.
may still, so I'm glad we are of a mind.
I'm sticking by dog. Yeah, great.
I like to think that this is all a whispered aside, actually. I don't want to let him out of my sight unless and until he is off the planet or otherwise neutralized as a threat.
Yeah, understood. Let me know if you need anything, Doc.
You have already
And-
done much. Thank you.
And Sonny looks around. How do we get there?
With difficulty. A squire of the blue caused much destruction.
Not surprised. So much for control. And what is your plan for getting from Factory Park to Ridge Gardens now?
Honestly, that really does sound like a Sunny problem, doesn't it? Like,
Do we want to call the most tense cab drive?
I mean, I'm down for it because I want that one shot. After all this tension, Cap.
Yeah, I can. Yeah, don't worry, I'll get us there. And I whip out my phone and I call a cab.
Okay, and you call a cab. Cab's on the way, and we will go back to Ule's galley. You blacked out completely when Molly started what would be the transfer. And suddenly your systems kind of come back online, but very irregularly. Like you can see and then not see. You hear a little and then you don't hear. You feel like, you try and pick yourself up, but, sustained a lot of damage earlier. It was sort of welded together by Cadrax, but now it's like, you sort of feels like you were having trouble kind of moving and standing. And Molly, is hovering over you and she's, what can I do? What can I do? Can you hear me?
I can kind of. I need power. I need a life force. I need power.
Power, a life force. Where do I get a life force?
I need a life force. I need to drain. That is help. Please.
And she kind of stands back and drain life force. Like a vampire?
Energy. Life energy.
Life energy. And she's looking around. And while she's looking around, Benny, you are in the elevator shaft, climbing up between fourth to fifth, the fifth and the sixth floor. Make your coordination roll.
That's a 5.
And you're about halfway up the ladder when you kind of miss one of the rungs and slide all the way back down to the end of this ladder, and you just narrowly grab it, and you're kind of just holding on with like one arm. Make a strength roll to see if you can get yourself back up.
Boy. 7.
You kind of swipe at the ladder, but you're having trouble, and having caught yourself, that arm is a little strained now, so you were really not able to kind of pull yourself up one-handed. Ulez, up in the apartment, Molly says, so you need to drain the life force from a living thing. Am I understanding that right?
Correct.
I'm the only living thing up here. I don't know if I can trust you.
I've tried to help.
Can you play the memory bank? Can I see if you were telling me the truth? Play your memories for me.
I will try again.
Liz, let's call this an intellect roll.
Okay. You think I have my stats memorized by now?
Your intellect is 5, I believe.
7, 8. 8?
Yeah, you kind of spend all your wherewithal and try and channel your memories for the last 24 hours through that connection to Molly's computer. But Nate, with the damage that you have experienced and everything that is going on, a lot more than that pours out.
Oh no.
She stands watching as she sees the last 24 hours and the 24 hours before that and the 24 hours before that and the 24 hours before that. And then there is a quick flash of a world with a yellow sky and a blue sun. And there is a quick flash of this gigantic black wall that stretches as far as any can be seen in other directions, and a quick flash of this strange dragonfly bird just fluttering and hovering in midair. And she stands there watching it all, just like wide-eyed and just completely mesmerized by what's going on in front of her. Benny, you are dangling from the bottom of a ladder.
I am.
Make another strength roll.
Jeez. 6.
You try and grab back up, but this time you just completely miss and you fall back down onto the roof of the elevator. And it's like with a thud, and you kind of feel it in your back. Cadrax and Vion. The taxi has made its way towards Ridge Gardens. Traffic is moving a little better now over the course of the morning. Police and construction crews have been doing their work and clearing roads and kind of getting things moving a little bit. And it drops you off right by that warehouse, that abandoned, boarded up warehouse where you just, half a day earlier were fighting with the alien strike team and with Sonny. And the cabbie is just like, all right, that's going to be, and he hits the meter and it's $85.
$85?
Well, I mean, it's all the way from Ridge Gardens in heavy traffic.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, I'll hand over my card.
It's like, you
No, please. This is a matter of hours. Allow me. I will make the money payment.
Oh no, really, Doc, it's okay. You can just charge
This
it to my card.
this is choral matters at its heart.
And so he's just like, will one of you just pay the tab?
Yeah, I think I can write it off on my taxes that I think have to file. So
What is a taxes?
that's gonna come back to bite you in the butt if we don't have that conversation later.
I'll let him pay because I'm confused now.
Yeah, I'll write this
Apparently
off.
there are taxes, and I thought I knew everything, but they continue to confuse me.
I think if I understand this right, by me writing it off, it gets taken out of what would majority of which go towards the military budget. So I think. So I'll just go ahead.
Ultimately,
And
will aid your defense against the Alpha Combine.
Yeah. Well, we'll talk. It's fine. I'm not even sure, honestly. I just said that. I'll hand over my card.
You want to put a tip on this?
Yeah, 20%. So
Yeah.
$16 on top.
Thanks, buddy. You're a class act. And
oh wait, hold on, damn it! No, I'm sorry. Hold up. For taxes, actually, I can't do that. I can't tip, but what I can do is I'll give you some cash instead.
Still 20%?
Yeah, I'm giving you $16.
Hey, you're still a class act then.
Thank you.
And he, swipes the card through the thing and, buzzes your receipt, and he lets you off, and you see him disappear into the neighborhood. And Sonny turns to Cadrax. He's lead the way.
I do. We pass by the what's left of like the gas spill of the overturned truck. This is where one of the humans saved a life from one in fire. Right there, this one, Theon, pulled a young adolescent out of rubble. This is the spot where both of them kicked your ass.
Yeah, you remember that?
Oh, and here's the power station. And then we'll get through, and then, we'll actually get to the spot.
And he kind of looks around at the power station as you're walking in, and he's sort of like, you do this?
I haven't done something like that in years.
Yeah, it's the problem with the Knights of the Blue and your control. Control is just so easy to lose. And
I
you
wish
lead
I
him.
had more time to learn from your father. He had a lot to teach me about that.
If he had a lot to teach you about that, you wouldn't be taking me to his grave right now. And you lead him through the building, because you said you would take him into the spot. And you go through through this boarded up factory, past the bed that Ebos was, lying in, and where, past the corner where the electrical workers were tied up. And right where Zol pointed, there is kind of like a big kind of open garage door that is, looks like the door's not even there anymore. It just leads out into a little fenced in kind of yard that's got a lot of kind of trash piled up around the edges, where the fences are. And
I take Theon's hand.
And you can see that along the ground, there are about, I don't know, what did we say, about like 15 or so mounds that are about the right size to be graves. And he says, which one is it?
I'll ping.
Okay, we'll get back to that. As you line up to ping, we will zip over to Ulez galley. Ulez. Molly says, "My God, you're an alien. You're from outer space. You're from outer space."
Not from here, correct.
This is the most amazing thing I've ever even heard of in my life. Here. And she holds out her hand. Take my life force.
We thank you.
Ulez, make your light blast roll.
Yeah. 9?
Yeah. You hit her with the light blast, and suddenly you can feel her life force coming through the beam back into you, as suddenly your sight and your hearing and all of the damage starts normalizing, and your functions are restored to something resembling your normal level. You still feel a little weird after that shock and what happened to you, but you can think again, and you can see and hear and move again. And Molly kind of, whoa, head rush.
Oh. Are you well? You should sit in your chair in front of your computer.
No. I can help you. And she sort of stumbles back towards the workbenches. I saw it all. I know you're after them just like I am. And you got to know that teleporter, it can only transport someone about, 50 to 80 yards or so. It's not long distance. Like a city block at max.
Oh.
And you can track the landing zone with this. And she holds out to you what looks like a small kind of like voltage meter, only instead of like a voltage meter, it has like kind of like a directional readout, like a compass. The next time you see them, get those bastards.
May I inform you of our success through the means of communication?
And I'm gonna pull out my little Kermit the Frog phone.
I believe we are allies now.
Damn right. If there's anything I can do for you, you know, you need any tech stuff, tech help, you come back here.
We thank you. May you return me to my friend Benny?
Yeah, I think I can do that. She puts her hand on you, and she touches her belt, and then the two of you vanish back down to the elevator. Meanwhile, over in Ridge Gardens, you are doing your ping. Cadrax, make your complex task roll.
Oh, it's nice to roll at things I'm good at again. 11.
11. Okay. Yeah, that'll absolutely do it. You scan the ground and, you know, in what I can only imagine would be a very painful moment, you scan it with such detail that you can see the shape and the face and the condition of everybody in the ground. And you can identify the one that Sonnevel is there's a mound, let's say it's like a grid of like about 15, 3 rows of 5. And Sonnevel is in the row closest to you, let's say 2 over from the left.
There. He's there.
All right. Why don't we go pay our respects? And you turn to walk towards the grave. As you turn, Vion, you see Sonny whip out his arm, and from underneath comes this long metal spear that looks like it was attached to his arm, and he plunges it without warning right through the center of Cadrax's back. And blood starts to pour from their mouth as he pulls the spear back and drops them to the ground, and he says, "Nobody's note sounds forever, Cadrax." And you fall. Cadrax, you are dead. And on that, we'll see you in 2 weeks. So, Sam?
What?
What the fuck?
Oh no, was that my out? I guess that's my out. That's my outro. Hi, I'm Sam Delev. I have been Cadrax. If you want to find the things that I'm doing, well, I'm sorry, while I'm still alive, those are available on my Twitch schedule, I guess. Twitch.tv/Delevely, DELEVELY. My Twitter is at Tchaikovsky, CHAIKOVSKY. Why? It's just the one Y in the Twitter. The rest are questions.
Omar Najam.
Hey everybody, I'm Omar. You can find me at Omar Najam on Twitter, where I tweet stuff. Might be a little slow this week and the next week because I'm going to be spending a lot of time going through the book, try to figure out how resurrection works or any of that. Real stunned. Right back to you, Rick.
Caitlin Bruder.
Hello, I am stunned among my friends. You can find me on Twitter at KKAMABR. I do other tabletop RPG stuff over on Rule of Lore on Wednesdays at 6 p.m. We do Infinite Horizon. That's my stuff.
B. Zelda.
Hi. I'm sad, but I'm also B. You can find me on Twitter as at B_Zelda. Most notably, I'm streaming Passions de las Pasiones on Tuesday. If you need some romance in your life and not death, yeah, come check that out because my heart hurts.
I got to say, if somebody's got a shield strapped to one arm, you really got to check that other arm. But anyway, I'm Rick Budd. You can find me back here in 2 weeks with Caitlin Bruder, B. Zelda, Omar Najam, and Sam Delev for the next episode of Power Play. That is, just to be sure,
Really? Are you sure you need me?
Well,
I guess we talk.
In some form or another, I will need you. We'll talk.
Real quick. Yeah. Real quick, because I used to do magic back in elementary school, so I know that you kind of need to outline some stuff for folks watching. I can only speak for myself. I didn't know that was going to happen. We don't plan stuff on this show. So legit, no. I'm like, what the hell just happened? Why am I talking about Twitter?
I thought it was going to be nice.
Okay, anyway, sorry, I did not mean to interrupt. I just really want everyone watching to understand what at least I'm going through. I can only speak for myself.
Yeah, we'll be back on March 21st with these four incredible folks. And next week in our time slot, we're rerunning Operation Nazi Puncher with our good friend Darren DePaul. And, it was a great episode, so tune in for that. And I'm Rick Budd. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at rbud913, or you can follow the show at Powerplay RPG on Twitter or Instagram. And with that, the theater goes dark, and we are in Death Valley, California. The Sendero County Sheriff's Office, to be exact. And the sheriff sits at his desk talking to two government agent types that we recognize as Agent Dan, who was Luke Evans, and Agent Jane, who was Katie Sackhoff of END. And the sheriff says, "What's the FBI interested in the Vion Banerjee case for?" And Agent Jane replies, "That's classified, sir, but we will be asserting jurisdiction from here on out, and we would appreciate it if you would cease your investigation into the matter." Sheriff says, "Sure, no skin off my nose. I don't really have the budget to be investigating a murder anyway." And a deputy comes by with a box that's labeled Banerjee, V. And then there's it says evidence on a sticker, and he puts it on the desk and says, "That's everything, Sheriff." And I don't know why I'm making them Southern. It's California. But the sheriff pushes the box to the agents and says, "You have fun." The agents pick up the box and leave, and we follow them into the parking lot, and they put the box in the back seat of their car and start the engine and pull out onto the road. And Agent Jane pulls out her phone and dials. "Hey, Steve?" "Yeah, we got it." She listens. "Nah, he didn't give us any trouble. We're headed to the airport now. We'll see you soon." And she hangs up, and as she hangs up, there is a bang somewhere on the road, and the car goes skidding off to the side of the road and kind of hits the guardrail on the side. And suddenly, like in the blink of an eye, the car is surrounded by military jeeps and soldiers that jump out with M16s. And Dan and Jane exchange concerned looks as Major Bruce Buck hops out of one of the jeeps and walks to the driver's side window. And he says, "Hi, remember me?" And Dan says, "What do you want?" And Buck points at the box in the back seat and he says, "That?" And Agent Dan says, "That's END property." And Buck smiles and he goes, "No, it's not." And he has a soldier take the box, and they head back to the jeeps and get in. And as they pull away, leaving the agents at the side of the road, We cut to black. Thanks for playing with us.